All right, so I've got a long video today. Um, Comic 6 came out. Now, if you don't know, the zombie comic has been going on since last year, I think. Um, the sixth and final one recently came out. It was by far the best one because it told so much information. Really, I need to make another video talking about the information from that comic. Um, Pretty much, I'm not even going to it because if I do, that's going to take up half the video. Because I'm here to talk about something special. Okay, I don't know why I just said something two times, but at the end of the comic, okay, I, there's no reason for me to say spoiler because but at the end of the comic, spoiler alert, uh, at the end of the comic, uh, the Victus crew, which is the transit crew, they meet up with Primus Richthofen, which is the Richthofen that we played as all throughout Origins and BO3. They meet up with him under Alcatraz. Alcatraz, obviously, the famous prison where Mob of the Dead took place. Excuse me. They meet up with him there, and they're chit chatting and stuff, and very emotional moment. For someone like me who really loves the transit crew and the hate that they got, and for them to come back in the comics and people actually respect them now. Like Jason Blundell did a really good job of bringing the transit crew back and earning them some respect. Um, they meet up with the transit crew, and Richtofen gives them a tough choice. You know, he's because they've been through so much. Buried, and they've went on this long journey to get the Chronorium, which is the book with all the knowledge for Richtofen. Um, and they meet him. This is the first time they've ever met him in their life. This is the first time Stuhlinger heard him in his head all throughout BO2 and all that. And throughout the comics, he hears him in his head. This is the first time he's met him. And Richtofen says, "Hey, I can save your life." And he offers to put them in these four cryo chambers. And the transit crew pretty much just says, "Hey, we're trusting you with this. Please don't let us down." And as soon as they're put in there and locked down, just like we knew, the Zetsubo crew, the Primus crew, they teleport in. Okay, with Richtofen. So two Richtofens meet, and they're pretty much the same one. They're both Primus Richtofen. Um, I know the zombie storyline is complicated, but they teleport in, and that's when they get the blood vials from Zetsubo Noshima. And Dempsey's just kind of like, "Hey, who's the people in the pod?" And Richtofen's like, "They're old friends. Don't worry, because just like you, they're safe." And that's where the comic ends. And it was so emotional because it just shows all four of them in the cryo chambers with the word "safe," and it was just like, Richtofen has a plan, guys. Richtofen. But anyway, uh, the thing that's important here is this is all setting up 2018. If you remember my video from the other day, or whenever that video was uploaded, I said that I had proof, which pretty much everyone in the community knows this. Our first two maps are confirmed, guys. The first two maps we're going to be playing as in uh, is confirmed. This image you're looking at, and I don't know where I got this on Google and it said it was on Instagram. So whoever made this file, I think their at is right there. I don't know. This is the only photo I could find of this. Okay. At the end of every comic, they give us a remade loading screen. They did the Nuketown one, and they did Ascension. Where did they? They was doing a bunch to like hint, what maps was going to be in Chronicles, although Nuketown wasn't. Uh, and the sixth and final one, it's so odd that it was the sixth one. Um, they give us this. They give us the Mob of the Dead remade loading screen. Jason Blundell said, when asked, "Hey, why wasn't Mob of the Dead in Chronicles?" He said, "We have another plan for that." And boom, you get the Mob of the Dead loading screen. But more than that, if you're a fan of the Transit Crew like I am, be happy because in the Mob of the Dead remake, which is going to be part of the season pass probably, you're going to be playing as the Transit Crew again because the Transit Crew is in the cryo chamber pods or whatever, the stasis pod. I don't know. They're in those pods under Alcatraz, and they're awaiting to be awoken. in the base remake, which is like, if you buy the season pass or the collector's edition or whatever you're going to get. I'm going to be buying the season pass definitely, so I'll be getting that. I might even buy the collector's edition. I'm so hot for this next game, but you're going to be getting Mob of the Dead remake with Transit Crew. Okay, it's confirmed. Okay, but we also know our base map. We know what the first map that everyone's going to be getting is. Okay, throughout BO3. In fact, even before BO3, a map themed in London was hinted at. And in BO3, Blundell has really took it far. In Der Eisendrache, there's an Easter egg you can do to where there's a newspaper. And you do some things, and the newspaper keeps updating, and it keeps saying zombie attack in the heart of London and all this stuff. Um, you can also find these on the remake of Moon in Chronicles. You can find them everywhere, really. Like they're really hinting London. Well, look no further. Right under the Mob of the Dead remade loading screen, if you look to the main right, right beside of the, you see the word zombie, and like to the right it says Parliament. I can't remember exactly what it says, but it's pretty much like the exact same thing that was on the London newspaper. So you're telling me you're putting the Mob of the Dead remake loading screen, and then you're putting that under it? The signs are all too telling. The signs are all there that these are our two maps that we're going to be playing in November of 2018. And let me tell you right now, you give me a London map and then you give me a Mob of the Dead remake with the Transit Crew. Oh my God! Like waiting 3 years was worth it. Let me tell you that if that's the case, because oh my God, I've always wanted a map in London, and I love the Transit Crew. I always said the Transit Crew did not get a fair treatment because Transit was uh, kind of a mess up of a map, and ever since then, people just had a bad taste for the Transit Crew in their mouths. Like, I just always said, like, I love the Transit Crew, and I just don't think the community gave them a fair shakeup. I'm hoping that Blundell was going to revive the Transit Crew. He did it in the comics. People like them now. Bring them back in a map for even if it's just one map. Bring the Transit Crew back because I'm ready to see them again, and I'm ready to play in London. Blundell, I love you. Hope you take your clothes off in 2018 and get naked